Our land and natural resources are the foundation of this great nation, from the food on our table and the water we drink, to jobs and recreation. This natural heritage supports us all. The way land around our communities is managed affects our health, our economy, and our quality of life. For example, whether we live in the country or the city, we are all connected to a watershed. A watershed is a land formation that carries or sheds water from falling rain or melting snows downhill and eventually into a river or body of water. A healthy watershed works like a living sponge, absorbing water and releasing it slowly downstream over time. Soil plays an important role in the watershed by soaking up and storing water. In a healthy watershed, plants hold the soil in place and provide shade. Healthy, protected soil can store water even more effectively than lakes or reservoirs. However, when vegetation covering the ground dies off or is removed, the bare soil can dry up and be washed away or blown into the wind, leaving a landscape much less able to grow crops, support livestock, or store water. When dry soil becomes airborne, it can be carried up onto snow-covered mountains. As the dust settles on the snow, it creates a dark layer that absorbs sunlight. This accelerates the rate of melt-off and evaporation, reducing water supplies. Keeping soil healthy and in place is essential to securing the water we all depend on. Riparian areas and wetlands are also very important to a healthy watershed. A riparian area is the land that runs along the sides of streams, rivers, and lakes. It often has lush vegetation and provides habitat for many birds and other wildlife. In healthy riparian areas, the vegetation serves as a filter, cleaning surface runoff before it enters the stream. This means cleaner water and lower water treatment cost for communities. Riparian vegetation also holds the stream banks in place, reduces erosion, and slows floodwaters. When this vegetation is removed, the system can begin to unravel. Wetlands are places where water covers the land or remains close to the surface long enough to support aquatic plant life. Wetlands perform some of the most important functions in a watershed by storing and filtering water, slowing floodwaters, raising water tables, and providing essential fish and wildlife habitat. Just above the riparian areas are the uplands. Uplands are made up of both rangelands and forests. Upland vegetation, including grasses, shrubs, and trees, can help create the living sponge effect by holding soil and water. These plants also transfer carbon out of the air and into the soil through their root systems, which helps our atmosphere. Native plants in the uplands are also essential to bees and other pollinators. These insects are very important because they help plants, including agricultural crops, to reproduce. In fact, they contribute more than $24 billion to our nation's economy and are essential to the production of 1/3 of our food supply. Forests in the uplands capture and protect snow in the winter, allowing the melting water to infiltrate into the ground and releasing it slowly into streams in the spring. This is where most of our fresh water originates. When forests are not healthy, wildfires can become very damaging and very expensive. Fire suppression costs U.S. taxpayers an average of nearly $2 billion per year, not including post-fire recovery costs. Investments in keeping forests healthy can reduce damages and associated costs. When land is properly managed, we can all benefit. Clean and abundant water, productive farms and ranches, jobs and stronger economies, protection from natural disasters, and a better quality of life for our communities. We need to take care of our land so that it can take care of us.